Finally, let's look at how to restore snapshot for any one of the chapters in this series. So go to the resource pack for your site, and there should be a folder called Chapter Snapshots. If you expand this, you'll see a list of HTML files that correspond to each chapter. So chapter 2, 3, 4, and 5 so far. You can open up any of these. I'm going to open up chapter 5, and it will give you instructions on how to restore for this particular chapter. The instructions on each of them are the same, except for the location of the zip download file that you need. The first parts of the instructions are to back up your Drupal directory and your database, which we just did. Next, we need to download a zip file. So I'm going to click on this link and then expand it. Most operating systems come with an archiver that should take care of the expanding of the zip file. After it's expanded, open up the folder, and you'll see a folder called Site, and this is the entire Drupal directory. So to restore, you'd copy this, you'd navigate to the location of your Drupal directory. I might suggest just making a copy of your directory or renaming it, and then you can paste it in, and then name it whatever the original folder was. In this case, it's Magnificent Site. Now, if you don't know where your Drupal directory is, if you're using Dev Desktop, you can click on the local code link here, and this shows in all of the snapshot HTML files for reference. So that's the first part, and that was step 4, replacing the example site folder with the site folder. And then next, we need to import the database in phpMyAdmin. Again, if you're using Dev Desktop, you can click on the local database link here. So I'll do that right here, and then I'm going to select import. Now ideally, you would have already made a backup of your files and database before going through this process. I'm going to click Choose File, and then in the snapshot folder, I'm going to choose the database.sql file, and I'll click Go. Now we can test out our site, and if everything loads up, then we're good to go. The one thing that this presupposes is that you've already set up a site in Dev Desktop or whatever stack installer that you're using. If you didn't have one set up, then before running any of the steps, you would want to create a site to back up to.